Hey guys, so this is a mist filter and this is actually from KNF Concept that I have bought for my first time, and definitely it's not a cheaper option. These filters, the mist filters, are not cheap. In this video we're going to be trying and making our own mist filters, that too under $5. Yes, I'm not kidding guys, but yes, I have a bunch of things here. This is actually a black mist filter, but we're gonna be experimenting with different colors. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play around with different colors. Why to, play with only black color, but we're gonna be playing with blue. Okay, by the way, these are paint colors and there's a golden one. I have a white, a yellow, orange. This is again a darker blue. So we're gonna try play with these colors and see what kind of filter we can achieve so that you don't have to go buy multiple filters for yourself. And this DIY is actually reversible, by the way. So watch the whole video, see how I make use of one filter with different colors. It's going to be a pretty interesting video, and then we can see what kind of photos we can get out of it. So before we get into the nitty-gritties of or the DIY stuff, what is a mist filter or what is a pro mist filter? So what exactly a mist filter does is that it kind of removes the digitalness in your videos or the photos and brings that film look, a little hazed up and little unsharpened look to your videos, and that's where you can get any kind of, that's where the creativity comes into the big part, because a lot of films and videographers or photographers use this filter to actually make the light diffuse. It also kind of diffuses the light. So right now you're seeing without the filter. If I put this on, you can see the difference right across in these dotted lights that you see, like the strip lights. So this is kind of, you can experiment, you can see the experiment right across. So if I put this on, hold on. So do you see the difference? A little haziness, and if you see these dots, they have kind of diffused a little bit more, and my face is okay, hold on, my face is not that sharp anymore, and it gets that bloomy feel. So that's where the bloom comes into any of your films that you're trying to produce. So without any further ado, let's get to a DIY and I'll show you exactly how you can make this thing. What we're gonna do is, if you see the mist filter, the black mist filter from KNF Concept, you will see these small dots. Okay, you're gonna be hearing black background noise. Let's just cancel it out with just one button. Yeah, the background noise is gone, and that's the Holy Land Lark M2 mic. If you haven't seen that video already, check it out in the description. If you want to improve your audio, this is the one to go to, and it's the best thing in the budget right now. It's kind of mini. Alright, enough of that, but let's get to the video. We're gonna replicate the same on this particular lens itself. So what I have here is the paint. Alright, I'm gonna spray it up in the air, and I'm gonna try to catch all the particles, as less as possible, but as equal as possible, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna try doing this. Yeah, I can see some of the particles coming here. Amazing. Okay, so the one thing you should do is do it on the inside of the lens so that you don't smudge it if you touch it on the outside. I think that's quite more than enough of the particles, but let me try do a little bit more and see how it works. This is the blue I'm using, so I think that's perfect. So we already introduced little bluishness to it. I'm going to introduce a little bit of white so that it kind of gets that white, white mist filter, and then there is black mist filter. So I'm going to try do the white here and let's see what it goes. Oh my god, and that's quite enough. I know I'm spoiling this filter, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I think that's quite enough. I'm gonna add a little bit more. Alright, so I've got it all over my lens, and I'm just gonna wipe the edges so that it doesn't touch my camera. So yeah, if you can already see, I don't know if you are able to see that, but let me take you in the light and show you. So if you see already like this whiteness in the lens. Alright, now since you have made those filters and we want to try something else, this is like a blue and white. You can see the results right now with the filter and without the filter, and let me know if this actually works or not. Now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of remove the mist that we have tried to create with the paint, and this is actually, you can remove it with acetone. This is like a paint remover that you can work around, and every time you have screwed up, if you have screwed up or if you want to generate a different view to it, you can always use this. So what we're going to do is, so we're going to take a little bit of tissue, try to use a nano cloth, but I'm using a very softer tissue over here, and we're going to probably put a little bit on the tissue and try to remove it. I've actually done this before, so I know. So just be careful, keep away from heat, and I'm gonna try and put it and remove the paint. It easily gets removed. So as you already see, I just have to wipe it a bit. That's it, and you can see the paint marks here. If you can see, yeah, that's the paint mark. So I'm gonna wipe the whole part of it and try not to scratch it though. Try not to scratch it because these things are expensive and you don't want to spoil them, you know. So yeah, that's more like it. You can always use a cotton swab, that also works well. So, and this does not actually spoil the coating of the lens that is there, the CPL filter lens. So it's still the same, it does the job for me. So now we're going to try use a different color and see what are the results. So now I've put on white and gold mix, so let's see what results it gives us. All right, let me increase the ISO so that it kind of balances off the brightness. Okay, so I have a tube light. This is by Ulanzi. I'm gonna see if there is any difference. I'm gonna change the color. Okay, hold on. Yeah, this is the white light, and if you can see any difference in the color and the golden effect, if it's giving any different color effect, I'll remove the mist filter right now and then let's see what's the color of it. Alright, so now let me reduce the ISO so that, yeah, that's perfect. This is how it looks. So the color is not diffused, like the light is not diffused, and the bloom effect is gone if you see. So this DIY actually works and you can see the result by yourself. So if I put this back on and without, with, alright, so that kind of, hold on, let me increase your ISO so that you guys can see. Yep, that's it. So you can see the diffusion happening, and this is how it works. If I remove it, this is how it works. Is there a difference? If you guys can see, let me know. Alright, so as I'm looking at the samples here, you can see the mist filter that I created, the DIY one, has a little bit of that bluish tint to it because I used a blue paint and the white mist, hence it's too misty. But if I use a black paint, then the contrast will be, the shadows and the contrast and the blacks will be preserved, whereas in the white mist, the blacks becomes a little whiter tone. The whiter tones are, kind of introduced. But and the other filter, this other black mist filter that I have has a little warmer tone, which is actually what the lights were about. So if you can see the difference here, this on the left is the DIY one and has that bluish tone, and on the right hand side you see has that warmer tone. So yes, color makes a difference, and I'm pretty happy about the results that I produced over here. So yeah, that brings us to the end of the video, and if you guys like this video and like this crazy experiment, do try this at home and yourself, and you can make any filter for your upcoming shoot. So thank you for watching this video until the end, and if you guys like the video, do share it with all your photographer friends and videographer friends, and hit that like button, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.